Hi class, this is Professor Harmony Kim, and this video is the last one, the course Buddhism and Cognition. Let me briefly remind you what we've studied about weeks ago. We studied 10 Kajina element meditation. So pursuing the tranquility of mind induce the practitioners to contemplate a certain meditation object. For example, mindfulness of breathing is one example. And 10 kajinas are another example of samatha meditation. In Majjhima Nikaya, 10 kajina is described as meditation object to reach the perfection of direct knowledge. In Samgita Sutta of Digha Nikaya, enumerate 10 kajinas as earth, water, fire, wind, blue, yellow, red, white, space, and consciousness. In Anguttara Nikaya, 10 kajina is described as the ultimate goal to attain, and the twin miracle illustrate the manifestation of jhana by means of concentration of fire and water kajina. The twin miracle was psychic power of the Buddha, who performed on several occasions during the Buddha's lifetime. The twin miracle helped to inspire others with confidence in his enlightenment. By this miracle, the Buddha displays his body as emitting stream of fire and water simultaneously. The Buddha performs this feat by entering into the fifth jhana separately. In quick succession, in the fire kajina and the water kajina, and then determining to display fire and water issuing forth from his body. As you see this statue, you can see the simultaneous manifestation of fire and water emerging from the Buddha's shoulder and feet, respectively. The fire can be seen to emerge from the Buddha's shoulders, whereas water flows from his lower body. So, Kajina meditation, out of 10 elements, 2 elements, fire and water kajina, were used when the Buddha performed twin miracle. Alex Wayne stated that kajina meditation was practiced in both Buddhist and Brahmanic circle. The meaning of kajina is complete, whole, implying totality. So what is the behind the rationale of 10 kajinas in Brahmanism? It is related to Brahminic cosmology. Brahman believed cosmology provides the path of liberation. Enormous spatial dimensions was understood as the meditative guideline. Therefore, practicing an increasing level of meditation progresses from earth and water to fire and eventually space. This relative grossness indicates traversing the higher levels of the cosmos in the meditation absorption. So Alex Wayne stated that cosmology provides a theoretical background to meditation in all the early Brahmanic texts on meditation. Brahmanic thinkers believe that cosmology provided the path of liberation. Therefore, they believe practicing an increasing level of meditation, so starting from earth element, then move higher level of meditation such as water, then to fire element and space element, this makes it possible to travel through the higher levels of the cosmos by way of a practitioner's jhanic experience. If this is the Brahmanic perspective of Kajina meditation, what is the significance of 10 Kajina in early Buddhism? In Buddhism, Kajina meditation is edited by emphasizing a deeper level of reality in relation to self. Majjhima Nikaya describes like this: the earth element should be seen as it actually is with proper wisdom. Thus, this is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. When one sees it as it actually is, one becomes disenchanted with the earth element and makes the mind dispassionate toward the earth element. So 10 kasina were required for successful meditation. At the same time, the Buddha teach disenchanted and dispassionate to the 10 kasina. Isn't it supposed to hold and contemplate the kasina all the time until being enlightened? That's true in some sense, but the Buddha emphasized use 10 kasina as a tool to attain serenity rather than achievement. Therefore, do not hold the earth kasina based on fascination linked to the experience representing entangled to permanent self. In other words, practitioners need 10 kasina as a skillful means. But when you attain high level of mental state, even kasina itself needs to be thrown away once a practitioner reaches out jhana. If we briefly review of the procedure of Kajina meditation, Visuddhimagga explained: first, attend and perceive the earth by holding the mind to the earth Kajina in order to build up the sign of the earth. Once the physical earth disk is formed, contemplate the clay with the dawn color. So here's physical earth disk with a dawn color. Then the sign, nimitta, can be developed by saying earth, earth, earth more than 1,000 times. The contact between eyes and the clay disc by way of a five sense door is followed by the mind door. Then the mind door generates the mental image of earth kasina. So you will start with sense door, five sense door, by using your eye, by using your visual sensation. You look at physical earth disk. And then you keep memorizing or saying earth, earth, earth. Then, even though you start with five sense door, it is followed by mind door, which generate the mental image of earth kasina. In that step, even though you do not see physical earth disk, still your mind door generate the mental image of earth kasina. By the way, what is five sense door and the mind door? I will explain that a little bit later. So once you practice 10 Kajina meditation, you will reach certain mental state. In the course of developing the earth kajna in the mind door process, the counterpart sign arises. The appearance of counterpart sign is described like a mother of pearl dish well washed. That means so clear, pure, and bright, or like the moon's disk coming out of from behind a cloud. So, some state with brightness the practitioner can experience. The practitioner can experience some enormous brightness. The counterpart sign is actually artifact made by perception, indicating the hindrances and defilements are suppressed. So first, practice by using five sense door by looking at the physical disc, and then you keep contemplate this physical disc with dawn color. Then your cognitive process transform from sense door to a mind door process. What is five sense door process? There are 70 moments of cognitive process in five sense door. The ancient teachers of the Abhidhamma illustrate the cognitive process occurring in the sense doors with the simile of the mango. A certain man with his head covered went to sleep at the foot of mango tree. Then a ripe mango loosened from the tree and fell to the ground, grazing his ear. Awakened by the sound, he opened his eyes and looked. Then he stretched out his hand, took the fruit, squeezed it, and smelled it. Having done so, he ate the mango, swallowed it, appreciating its taste, and then went back to sleep. Here, the time of the man's sleeping at the foot of a mango tree is like the time when the bhavanga is occurring. So, 17 moments of five sense door start with bhavanga. The first three moments is called bhavanga, and in this stage, the man is just sleeping at the foot of a mango tree. Then the instant of the ripe mango fall from the tree and grazing his ear, that stage is like the instant of the object striking one of the sense organ, for example, the eye. The time of awaking through the sound is like that of the five door, adverting consciousness turning towards the object. So after three moments, here's advert. Advert is just a mango fall down from the tree. Therefore, the man can hear the sound, and it stimulates one of sense organ. Then, the time of the man's opening his eyes and looking is like eye consciousness accomplishing its function of seeing. So, the fifth moment is seeing, visual sensation. Then the next stage is the time of stretching out his hand and taking the mango is like that of the receiving consciousness, receiving the object. So the next moment is receiving. So once you see, the man accomplish its function of seeing. Sense is more like just seeing, and receiving is more like recognizing. The next step is the time of squeezing the fruit, and this is like the investigating consciousness. This is like investigating the object. So the man now start to examine the object, investigate the mango. The next moment is the time of smelling. The man determines the object. So once investigate, examine the mango, and then the man determine the object. Oh, this is fruit. This is edible, like that. And the next moment are consecutive 7 moments. We call this running or javana in Pali. And this stage is the time of eating the mango. So javana experience the flavor of the mango. The man swallow the mango while appreciating its taste. Then, after that, that cognitive impression put into register moment. And swallowing of a fruit and appreciate its taste. And then this is more like a registering consciousness, which the same object as the javana phase. So swallowing of mango and appreciate its taste is registered. So next time when this man see the mango, he will repeat same cognitive process, and then second round of when the man see the mango, he can use this is kinds of memory. So what have done in the previous moment is gonna registered, so that when the man see the mango next time, then some memory from this register stage can come out and activate. This kind of cognitive process we experience every day, every moment. And Abhidhamma analyze detailed step. So it starts from Bhavanga up to register for each round of a thought avenue. 70 moments are composed of 3 Bhavanga and 14 stages of consciousness. One of 5 sense door is adverted, reaching the visual recognition and receiving, examining, and establishing, eventually getting to the full cognized state. So the man cognized the state, in other words, the man become to know the mango. Then running, javana, engage in wholesome and unwholesome consciousness, and the concept of self is also involved. Therefore, once the man pass through receive, examination, and establishment, then this man eat and swallow, and then the man has concept toward the mango in related to yourself. In other words, I like mango, I dislike mango. Oh, smells so flavor. I love this smell. Something like that. That kind of cognitive process occurs during running stage. Then registering the object means to put the cognitive process up to javana on the memory. So as I said, this man see the mango next time, he can pull out memory from this register step and then, oh, maybe he skipped the previous step and then directly just eating, swallowing, and then executing this running phase. However, the five sense door is not sufficient to present the attribute of a sense object. The mind door processes should be accompanied with a cognition, that is, describing the feeling of a color, representing the phenomena, etc. So what is mind door? Mind door process consequent to the five sense door process. Mind door process execute in the face of mind, not physical sense domain. Therefore, compared to sense door process, mind door does not have receive examination and establishment. Why? Because these already experience through five sense door process. Therefore, mind door process is just once the man see that object, it just move to mind door advert and running and register. An eye door process is followed first by a conformational mind door process, which reproduce in the mind door the object just perceived in the sense door process. So your mind can reproduce the experience you've had in the sense door process. The conformational mind door process execute the incorporation from the distinct feature of the object and represent the object with perceptual identity. So even though you do not see mango in front of you, but you can have a memory and you can retrieve your idea of the mango even though you do not see the mango. That can be generated by mind door process because you already have experience. Unlike the five sense door process, receiving, investigating, and determining do not take place in the mind door process. In the level of mind, some physical contact is not necessarily required. You might experience this everyday life, even though if you have someone you really like, then for example mom or family member, even though you do not see them in front of you, still you can feel warm mind, warm feeling. That kind of mental experience results from mind door process. Kasina meditation is interpreted in the context of the sense and mind door process. Though the meditator begins with a physical disc, when he can see the kasina clearly with his mind eye, he discards the physical disc and focuses solely on the mental image. As concentration deepens, another image called the counterpart mark emerges as an anchor of attention. So physical disc just beginning as tool, skillful means, then concentrate physical disc, then the practitioner actually see some other image, we call that counterpart mark. Until practitioner see this counterpart mark, the attention is necessarily required. What kind of attentive mind is required for Kajina practice? There are two types of attention. One is divided attention, the other one is selective attention. Divided attention is like, if we look at the left panel, it's like doing two tasks at the same time. One is watching TV and eating supper. You think that you are doing well on two tasks or multiple tasks, but actually the efficiency dropped. Eating and watching suffers for accuracy and efficiency. Also, when you use cellular phone while you are driving, kinds of dangerous situation, driving and talking with a smartphone, you divide your attention. That's why this behavior can be dangerous. Selective attention is paying high attention to a certain kind of information. Selective attention is more beneficial because humans cannot respond to every stimulus registered to the sense organ simultaneously. You think that you can do well on multitask, but actually that is your misconception. Because your consciousness works one at a time. Selective attention simplifies human life and allow to reach out Kajina, so you can more concentrate on one object. Attention and memory are closely related. Being attended to lead getting into working memory. When selective attention is applied to practice Kajina in every moment, the mental state can possibly reach out a specialized form of consciousness such as mindfulness. Your mind is fulfilled with just Kajina element. Mindfulness, sati in Pali. Selective attention to cultivate mindfulness and reach sati, mindfulness. Sati is preliminary stage before entering samadhi. The meaning of sati is memory or remembrance. Remember what you are doing in any given moment with full mind. We call that sati. If you consistently remember what you are doing, you will truly see what it is you are doing, and those of your deed, words, and thought that are motivated by greed, hatred, delusion will become impossible for you. So in Buddhist practice, the Buddha teaches us that give up greed, hatred, delusion, because these three poisons hinder the achievement of successful meditation. So just concentrate moment by moment. That's why Rupert Guerin translate mindfulness as remember what you are doing in any given moment. The underlying principle of cultivating mindfulness is remembering what you are at the present moment. We can easily admit that, but it is difficult to execute. Remembering what you are at the present moment, because we are usually miss the present moment. So attention selects some of the information available in the various sensory memory system for further processing, transforming the selected information into meaningful representation in working memory. Working memory we studied. Short-term memory refers to the simply temporary storage of information, and long-term memory stores information over a long period of time. It long-term memory has an unlimited capacity of storage. And working memory is like a bench work. Working memory implies a combination of storage and manipulation. Therefore, humans can perform complex, flexible, and strategic approach to solve the problem. This model, working memory model proposed by Alan Baddeley, multiple components temporarily hold and manipulate information while we accomplish cognitive tasks. These are the components to form working memory model. So, visual spatial sketchpad, phonological loop, episodic buffer, and central executive. We studied these multiple components in the previous lecture. In case of earth kasina practice, focusing the mental image of a clay for the formation of signs using visual spatial sketchpad. By looking at the physical disk of clay, it participates in working memory by way of a visual spatial sketchpad. Also, once you look at the physical disk of clay, then you need to also engage in saying earth, earth, earth more than 8,000 times using phonological loop. When you say and you can hear. So when you say earth, 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 that stimulates the phonological loop. And you repeat this 1,000 times. That is what rehearsal holds information so working memory can extend, eventually transfer to long-term memory. Kasina meditation starts from working memory and it moves to long-term memory. I mentioned that long-term memory has capacity, unlimited storage to hold information. Some information is kept for the rest of life, whereas some others can be easily forgotten. Even information happened less than 1 minute ago, you might not remember. But some information happened when you were young, still you hold that information. Why humans forget? Because of retroactive interference. Retroactive interference means people have trouble recalling old material because some recent learned new material keeps interfering with old memory. So the incoming consciousness updates the old consciousness. Therefore, it is hard to retrieve old consciousness. These phenomena justify human behavior in that human mind is supposed to be wandering and improper to remember the past. But kasina practice can put a stop sign to retroactive interference. Holding kasina maybe maneuver the cognitive process in a reverse way so the past can be accessible to the present. This stabilizes the mind and allows to reach a state of tranquility. So, if you keep practice kasina meditation, it can facilitate you retrieve the past information. If you continue to push back, then maybe you might retrieve something occur in your past life. And push further back, then if you were live the time when the Buddha was alive, then you might remember, you might retrieve the situation in which you meet the Buddha, if you were met the Buddha in the past. So, sati, mindfulness, is kind of memory. What kind of memory? Long-term memory. And try to remember what you are doing in any given moment. It sounds magical. In other words, when the practitioner just look at the physical disc, and the very next moment, the man might think something else and then just bring back to concentration on physical disc. When this practice repeat again and again, then the practitioner has no room to be with three poison at the present moment. Then your mental state transformed, and then you are able to retrieve some information which you had long time ago in your past. And the practitioner reach that state, that is the preliminary stage of reaching out samadhi. It is very interesting to translate sati as mindfulness. So I send you one article that is related to sati, mindfulness as memory. So you read this paper, especially the second subsection, the meaning of sati, and then please put your comment, how you think about mindfulness, sati in relation to memory, etc. So read the article, and you need to write down essay that will be part of final exam. Next week, you will have a final exam, and you will have some multiple choice question, and the rest is the essay question. That essay question is related to the article which I distribute to you. So what is the meaning of sati? Memory, remembrance, mindfulness, all of them? What kind of attention is used for kasina meditation? I introduced two kinds of attention, divided attention and selective attention. Which one is that? What is the significance of kasina element in Buddhist meditation? In Brahmanic origin, Brahmans consider kasina element differently from kasina element in Buddhist practitioner. So the Buddha take kasina element as just skillful means, or the Buddha think merging into cosmos, or process in return to four great element. Four great element is earth, fire, wind, water, or only kasina element can work only for sense door object. So which one is correct answer? You can choose the correct answer. And as always, this is your last assignment. So week 9 assignment, and your last name, comma, followed by first name, and then write down your answers on 3 quiz questions. You will submit this answer until Sunday midnight. And this is the end of lecture this week. Thank you. Bye.